Skaro!
Well, I woke up today, and the world seemed a restless place. It could have been that way for me.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Radio Free Skaro, episode number 830. I am Stephen in Edmonton.
Morning, Vancouver.
And Chris in Edmonton.
And a Merry Christmas to all of you at home, because this is going out on Christmas Day, a special episode, this weekend's episode of Radio Free Skaro. We thought we'd put it out a day early. We're recording it a week early. And it's our commentary for us. I can't believe we haven't done a commentary for this ever. The Christmas Invasion. The very first intentional Doctor Who Christmas special, and indeed the first one with Russell T Davies, who I'm not sure if you heard or not, but Russell T Davies is returning to showrun. I know, I was shocked as well when I rediscovered this when I just Googled it just before recording, Warren. He's returning to showrun Doctor Who. Will this mean the return of Doctor Who Christmas specials in the years to come?
What a Mysterio. What a Mysterio, indeed.
Actually, that was Dr. Mysterio. That was actually a Stephen Moffat episode one.
I'm aware of that, yes.
I know him very well. So,
In watching, what's her name? Charity...
Beasley. No, Charity... What's her
from
name?
Dr.
Wakefield.
Wakefield from Dr. Mysterio.
The actor's name, before you go on, Charity Wakefield, it sounds like a character name. Like I would
totally
believe
does.
that's the character name. And I can't
It sounds like a
remember
detective from like the 1880s.
Yeah.
She has a great supporting role in a show called The Great, and it's kind of weird to watch that and then think of her in her Doctor Who role.
I got one episode into The Great, and that was it for me.
I liked her in that episode. I was just thinking about Dr. Mysterio last night because Erica and I were watching one of her favorite Lifetime Christmas movies, A Plan for Christmas. You might know it as a storybook Christmas in different parts of the world. She genuinely likes it. We usually watch these things with bingo cards made by our friend Annette Wierstra, who was on this podcast at one point in the past, where she takes all the tropes that occur in these cheap Hallmark and Lifetime Christmas movies, and then you play bingo. So you go, dead parent, because there's always a dead parent. Somebody always dies, so therefore they're sad going up to Christmas. And then all of a sudden, right, because no one gets divorced in these things either. So there's always, somebody died a good Christian death. And so therefore, there it is, bingo. And so we had fun watching that. And the plot of this A Storybook Christmas, spoilers, kind of is similar to The Return to Dr. Mysterio, because the guy is like a writer who uses a pseudonym, but he gets a job as the nanny. It's just like that episode of Doctor Who. And it came after.
You know why he does that? Because he's a writer, and he needs another job. Writer.
That's true. He is polyworking, I believe, is the new buzzword.
He certainly is. Makes me feel gross.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, not all those, but a good bulk of those are made here in Vancouver, British Columbia.
It's funny, actually. You can watch, some of them are. This one was definitely made in Ontario because there was actual snow.
Yeah, there are a lot there.
That's how you can tell. If there's actual snow, it's Ontario. If it's really fake snow, it's BC.
So my favorite version of this is when I see an ad for some American medicine, which is the news channels from America are full of, where they're showing people going, if you just get this and this through your insurance plan, and they're walking down Granville Street, and I'm like, you don't have to do any of that crap. What are you talking about? These are Canadians walking around here. They just go home and do what they want.
Man, they don't.
Check your insurance plan. Don't have to.
They even outsource their medical insurance.
Oh yeah, and it's it's obvious to me because they're walking up to the Orpheum, which is one of the theaters on Granville Street. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Speaking of Christmas and shooting in July and stuff like that, well, that's what this was done. Christmas Invasion, the very first. And the funny thing is that in the early days of the Christmas specials, they made no bones about it. Especially Runaway Bride, which is it must just be a heat wave on Christmas again. Oh, what are the odds? Wow. It's very much not like Christmas in the Christmas Invasion, but we're going to watch it together. You and I, listener, and I, and you and Warren, as I as well. It makes sense in my head before I said it, but I assume
sure it didn't.
I'm sorry. There have been. We have a week until in between recording and posting this. I want to see if I can actually attempt this, but no apologies if I don't. But I would like to try to put out like a PAL version, like we just slightly change the speed of our commentary to match the PAL version of the episode.
Sounds absolutely terrible.
It does, but you never know. I listen on December 23rd or something. I might be getting bored, and I might want to do that. So no promises, but yes, I am going to attempt it. But until then, this is the NTSC version of the Christmas Invasion, the way that it was meant to be seen. I hope you all have your legally purchased NFT copies of the Christmas Invasion.
And your own personalized Billy Piper Canadian introductions to the show.
That's true. Only I hope you have your VHS recorded off-air copies from CBC when Billy Piper introduced it with her Canada Olympic hoodie on. Good. Here we go, everyone. The first Doctor Who Christmas special, the Christmas Invasion, in 3, 2, 1, play.
By the way, I have to correct myself before any Vancouverino pedants get at me. It wasn't the Orpheum, it was the Vogue, which is on Granville Street. The Orpheum is on Smythe Street and was used in Battlestar Galactica in, I think, the second season. Right. I probably got that wrong, too. Is this big confrontation in a theater?
Did this opening animation get used frame for frame and like Runaway Bride and stuff? I can't remember.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. From Rose originally.
And Rose, too, yeah. I forgot about that. There's Jackie Toiler.
Yeah. I don't really do Christmas trees in general anyway, but if I did, I don't think I could ever get like a white one like that. Like, okay, fine. I assume it means it's supposed to be like covered in snow or something, but it just doesn't seem right.
It just reminds me of the 70s for some reason.
It's like white chocolate, like that doesn't seem right to me either, Anyway, there's Mickey. We're going to refer to the character Mickey unless the actor playing him through.
Yes, we are definitely going to talk about problematic Mickey. Actually, Mickey's not problematic.
No. Although he's treated as such in this. Because why else wouldn't he murder? This doesn't look like Christmas at all.
Look, nobody ever noticed the TARDIS when it showed up.
But they've got
before. Like in the classic days, you could materialize in a room, people like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I suppose it doesn't actually... It doesn't snow that much in the UK anyway, does it? I mean,
not often, no.
Well, except for Snowmageddon. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
Oh,
when I was living there some years ago, it was early February, and there's about not even an inch of snowfall, and the city was basically at a standstill.
All right. To be fair, you would notice that.
Hey, it's David Tennant.
Who?
Look how young and underbeaten he looks.
This is before he had 17 children as well.
Oh, had you not seen the Pudsey cutaway? In some ways, it's kind of a shame that we see the Pudsey cutaway because it feels like it's kind of an anticlimax because this should be the first time we properly see him, and we barely see him in this. Like, get your kicks in with David Tennant right now because he's there you go. That's pretty much. I mean, the next half hour.
Capaldi kind of does the same thing. They just show a lot more of him.
That's true. Doctor Who.
Smith's a maniac right off the top, so that's always good. And Whittaker has a little couch snooze, and that's it.
Is that nerds are going to correct me on this? Is that the first instance of Doctor Who in the new series?
I think it is, to be honest with you.
Before Moffat ran it,
beat it like a already dead horse.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of liked it when he did that sometimes, but
I did too. My favorite, of course, was when Missy.
Yeah, I was going to say the exact same thing. Yeah.
Oh, and the
Whirled it up in time.
Yeah,
with my companions, comic relief and exposition.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little too self-referential, but it's still funny.
A little bit, but it does make me laugh. Oh God, he's a young slip of a man back then. He's like what, 35, 34? David Tennant?
Yeah.
Now he's like 62, I think. I don't know.
I don't think he's that. He's actually playing the curator now.
I mean, Billy Piper she's what, early 20s, I think here, right?
She was 20.
Did they misspell Phil Collinson? I think they did.
No, I think it's right.
23 when she took the role? No. Younger than that, wasn't it?
No, she was 19 when she took the role, wasn't she? Like she was
How
pretty young.
old is BillyPiper.com?
No. Rose is 19. Billy Piper's older.
You're right. I'm completely incorrect. You are absolutely
like
correct.
Yaz is supposedly 19 as well, isn't she?
Whereas
And a
Amanda
cop.
Gill is what, 30 something.
Yeah, but how is Yaz a cop at 19? That seems unlikely.
Well, welcome to
How is
Yorkshire,
anybody
I
a
guess.
cop at 19, not just her?
Yeah.
Billie Piper was born September 22nd, 1982, so she would have been 22 when this one.
Holy crap, 82.
23 when this one out.
82. That, you know what? She shares a birth year with Matt Smith and Jodie Whittaker then. They're all 82ers. They're all Earthshock babies. People,
Whenever I hear that, I'm like, you were born when E.T. was around? What the hell's going on here?
Yeah, I know. Earthshock babies. As if, like, you
There you
know,
go.
a panicked populace fraught over the death of Adric immediately went to, console themselves with the creation
A
of
thrilled
a new show.
populace excited about the death of Adric.
We're down one Adric in the world. Let's quickly make another. And so Matt Smith.
The only
Seems unlikely.
After effect of Adric's death was Eric Sayward wringing his hands together in glee.
Cackling. Thanks for the exposition, Jackie.
I mean, just think. So what? 82 is third. So Billie Piper's 39 now. Is she really 39? Is my math right on that?
Here, instead of feeling old by seeing somebody else's age, just look at your own.
No. Well, it's just the fact that,
No,
that
I refuse.
we're looking at Billie Piper almost half her current age right now. Like, she's a kid. She's a kid now in this. Good casting though, Camille Corduri. I mean, you just buy, because oftentimes you think, oh, here are three brothers and they look nothing like each other, but you could
they
totally,
do. They do look similar.
You could
Also, she's a great interview, I have to say.
She is wonderful, wonderfully eccentric. Our first ever on the big stage at Gallifrey one, our headlining guest, Camille Corduri, in 2012. Yeah,
Camille Corduri is 17 years older than Billie Piper.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
As far as casting and age goes, that's basically perfect for Jackie.
Yeah. Unlike some other
That is a fake looking satellite. But also,
you remember the days
satellites
when,
look like hell no matter what.
that does look like Last Starfighter like era.
I don't know why satellites are so tough to make look realistic, because they always look like garbage, even now. I have no idea why, because you'd think they wouldn't.
V'ger got it right. I thought V'ger got it right.
Yeah, but V'ger is basically like, it's just a model.
No.
And you never see it as anything but a giant set they're on with V'ger in the middle of it. So
Right.
I don't think that counts. I'm saying CG or like flying in space like a proper satellites.
Right. I think we cut you off there, Chris. I'm sorry. What were you going on about? Or are you just going on about ages again, like I was?
Oh no, I was just like remember when we didn't have satellites going to Mars all the time? And
no, I don't.
rovers and whatever.
Oh yeah.
Especially British ones. By the way, it's a crime against subtitles that the TARDIS is not capitalized in this. I am very angry.
Subtitles. We're criticizing the subtitles.
How dare you, subtitles?
Why does it say warping? It should say wheezing, groaning sound. Trademark.
That's it.
Karen
I'm done with
Sticks.
this show.
Yeah.
It's Buffy fandom for me.
People wander around. You know, it's funny whenever I'm at my place of work and I'm wandering down halls to go get something and walking back. Sometimes I note that, wow, there really are just a lot of people just walking around hallways. And every time I see like extras in the background just walking in different directions, I think it's like, oh, that's just dumb. But then no, actually, you know what? We are all just walking in different directions.
Sounds like a folk tune from the 80s.
Yeah. Apparently, RTD was not happy with how these Santas looked, so they were more cartoony in the Runaway Bride.
Doesn't England get sick of this? Just endless mayhem?
Mm-hmm.
Endless domestic mayhem?
It's very subversive. RTD taking a kick at Christmas.
Yeah, but there's also stuff like the events of this episode have lasting effects.
Right.
Like, references in later episodes to, Christmas Day with the ship hanging overhead.
True, yes.
And the Doctor's like, yeah, I was there.
Also, a holiday with everybody in jeopardy? That doesn't feel familiar at all.
No, I don't know what's going on, yeah. Robot Santas.
Christmas dinner of meat paste. So you're Rosicrucians, are you? I just picked a random religion out of the pile.
Yeah, the Robot Santas are just of 2005. It's just the Omicron of 2021. That's all. Just another thing threatening Christmas. That's all.
You know, what's so weird is that the thing that totally calls us out as something old is like she's got a landline and she's got a Nokia or whatever that phone is.
Yeah, old indestructible candy bar phone. Yeah,
yeah. When did Apple was the first? It wasn't the first smartphone. BlackBerry was.
It was the good smartphone.
Yeah,
Palm Pilot or I can't remember what it was, but
no, pre came later.
Yeah, well, okay, but there was like whatever the spin-off from Palm Pilot, I think. I can't remember what it was called, but anyway, there was that, and then there was Blackberries, but they all sucked. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, I remember seeing a BlackBerry in the wild. I go, whoa, there's keys on that phone.
I had one for work, and it sucked. The only thing I did was check if I had mail, and then go on a computer to actually read that and respond to that mail. There's no way I was using that piece of junk. I hated Blackberries. I'm glad they're dead. Take that, Canadian firm.
Jim Bell, silly. It's silly, all right. Yeah, Chris doesn't like this bit, apparently.
I like the camera shot through the spinning tree.
Right.
But I don't like the spinning tree.
Why? Because it looks too
fun.
CG?
That's fun when it's actually, whenever it's, CG has advanced over the past 16 years.
Yeah, but it's Doctor Who. It's just fun.
Yeah.
Who cares? That's clearly a green screen, but or a blue screen.
16 years. I'm just saying, it's been as long since as Survival was when this aired.
I'll take this over Survival, thank you.
That's what we're looking at, yeah. Where's the music coming from?
Probably the speaker.
Yeah.
Doesn't work on wood. What the hell are you doing, buddy?
I remember at the time I was thinking, I like RTD is succeeding in giving us like far too few glimpses of this new Doctor Who.
Oh,
because I was like, I want to see this
I
guy
wonder
in
if that was
action.
a scheduling thing, or like, was it calculated, or?
Oh, it was calculated, 100% calculated. Yep.
No, but I mean, like, was part of it maybe he had our stuff he had to do, or you know?
Nope, absolutely calculated. Let's see what happens when the Doctor isn't around. And so everyone has to help, basically ruin it until the Doctor shows up.
So was this the first Doctor Light episode?
In some ways.
Yeah. I mean, yes. Yeah.
It was I don't know. Was it its own production
do light
block?
stuff until series 2.
Yeah. I think they shot, this is the first of a production block that included New Earth. Not New Earth. Yeah, New Earth. And the other one. I don't remember which one it was, though.
Well, this is James Hawes. So what else did Hawes do?
Hawes. New Earth and School Reunion. Correct. There we are.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if he did School Reunion or not, but. And then Eros Lynn did Tooth and Claw. This is off the top of my head now. Boy, if we had production codes, I wouldn't need to think about this, but burp. What other one did Eros Lynn do? What is the order of episodes in series 2? Because Girl in the Fireplace. There we go. And then they did their 4-part block with Graham Harper. I think that was next, I think.
Yeah, they did 5, 6, 12, 13. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which always seemed to me like a really, really early time to do the finale. But I mean,
did they?
You do it when you do it, right?
Yeah. Or did they do the other ones first? Did they do like Unquiet Dead before that? They might have done that. I think they did. I think they did Unquiet Dead because the last production block is Impossible Planet Satan Pit. Mm-hmm. So I think they must have done Unquiet Dead and whatever the other one is.
Well, Unquiet Dead series 1.
Not Unquiet Dead. Idiot's Lantern. Idiot's Lantern. That's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
The Mark Gatiss one.
So production block 1 was this, School Reunion and New Earth.
Right.
And then Tooth and Claw, Girl in the Fireplace.
There we are.
And then Graham Harper stuff.
No, I think they did.
No, I'm going based on. I'm referencing this.
Oh, are you? Okay.
I
Wow.
And then, so block 3 was the Graham Harper stuff plus Children in Need plus Attack of the Grask, which aired after this.
I don't think I've ever finished Attack of the Grask, to be honest with you.
It's like 7 minutes.
12 minutes or whatever.
I've never done it. I've never gotten through it.
That was the game, wasn't it? It was like a red button
No,
game.
that's an animated one. I'm pretty sure.
No,
it was a red...
Steven's right.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Never mind.
14 minutes, apparently.
Well, we never got
and then the next block was Idiot's Lantern, Fear Her. And then Love and Monsters on its own with, good old director Dan Zeff.
Fear Her. There we are. I'd forgotten Fear Her. I'd erased Fear Her from my mind.
I think lots of people have.
Actual,
as have we all.
That guy's an actual BBC anchor. That guy
Didn't he just leave the BBC?
What's his name?
Andrew Marr?
That's not Andrew Marr.
No.
That's definitely not Andrew Marr.
That is not Andrew Marr.
Andrew Marr is several years older than that.
Yeah.
Well, this is also 16 years ago, so.
I
Yeah,
know.
but Andrew Marr has been old since then.
And Andrew Marr is in Aliens of London, so.
Yes.
Okay.
And he hosts In Our Time, which is a very good podcast. Although sometimes I'm like, this is too deep for me. I'm done.
Does he host that now? I thought it was Melvin Bragg.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm mixing the two up.
Oh, okay.
They're
Thank you.
they're similar guys. Like, Bragg's older, but.
Well, Melvin Bragg hosted a Doctor Who documentary back in
That's true.
1977.
But they both got that sort of British old guy gravitas.
A little bit.
Ah, yes, the early days of this is the web, sort of, kind of.
CG things of fish. That's what the web was in those days.
Well, it was just more like here's the fictional web that's silly and ridiculous.
Well, this is sort of leading into the TARDISodes in season 2, wasn't it? With that one where Mickey is deciphering something on the interweb or something before school reunion.
Even back to Aliens of London, World War III, Mickey was, meant to be this hacker type guy.
Yeah. Oh, there's Trinity
Wells.
100% what an American network does not look like.
True.
Not like
but that's kind of part of the charm, honestly.
I suppose. There's not like 8 tickers crawling across the screen or anything like that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Is this Tower of London? Where is this?
Mm-hmm.
It is actual Tower of London.
There's the light right there.
We've been.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite part about that, well, I mean, it's pretty cool anyway, but just talking to the guy who was like one of the tour guides, and he instantly whips out a sonic screwdriver, and we're like, yes. And he knew his stuff too. He was no faker.
Yeah, we are in a safe space when it goes to the Tower of London.
Just think, the Grand Serpent is currently corrupting this organization. Is this the first unit? No.
Yes, it is. Absolutely.
Maybe it is.
No, it's not Aliens. Aliens of London. We saw them briefly.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But this
feels like
up
proper
unit.
Yeah.
Did this continue the controversy about Universal Intelligence Task Force?
United Intelligence Task Force?
Whatever it was, yeah.
I think what they are, yeah. Honestly, the Battlefield unit is like the closest to reality because they have even the UN Blue Berets and everything. And It's a great story. It's a great unit story. Battlefield is a great unit story. Laying it down right there.
I guess so.
Yep. I've seen that guy with the headset before. Oh, no, wait. I remember him from later in this episode.
So, yes, you have, kind of.
I have. I've seen this. I saw this guy in a Midsummer Murders. I've probably seen everyone in a Midsummer Murders, let's face it.
The bald guy.
Yeah, the bald guy. Don't remember what he was in that, but I remember that is a great show for spotting mostly modern Doctor Who actors. If you're really, I saw Gordon Gostelow in a Midsummer Murders, and I thought, wait a second, that's like Milo Clancy himself, 30 years on from the Space Pirates in a Midsummer Murders. Boy, did this house light up that day. That was
God.
That was a day. Just great. Of course not. Martians look completely different. Is that a reference to the Ambassadors of Death?
Or the Ice Warriors.
Or the Ice Warriors.
I'm going with, yeah.
I'd wager those numbers on that screen mean nothing.
I wonder. Is that pi? I think it's just pi.
Oh, it's the
The
it's the Bohemian Rhapsody shot.
yep.
Are they speaking Argle Bargle or Foofara?
Ah. Cool design. I kind of like the masks before they take off their helmets, but
Mhm.
I mean it's cool masks. I mean faces. On it too,
Even though the prosthetics under the mask they do look good.
but- Mhm. They sound like
I'd never
Klingons.
made the Bohemian Rhapsody connection, which is ridiculous, but I didn't. So thank you.
It was intentional. Intentional.
It would have to be, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You don't arrange a shot like that and not have it intentional.
No, somebody's going to notice that. The Doctor's a circuit breaker. Oh, yeah. Just what we need now.
He looks so young there. He's a baby.
A 35-year-old baby, which
Yeah.
adequately describes most of Doctor Who fandom.
Pretty much.
Ooh.
Hey, I'm lumping
Zing.
myself in there. I am lumping
Zing.
myself in there, despite my advanced years.
The president. This is back when they didn't know what the president.
I do kind of love that in A Sound of Drums, the president is a complete buffoon,
Well,
and Americans
no,
are represented the most
that's the
ridiculous way
president-elect,
possible.
He's a president-elect. That would never happen. They would never send the president-elect
Well, that's
to go
true,
and
too.
negotiate. I find
Having
that
said
hilarious.
that, when Trump was president-elect, he'd certainly try.
That's true.
I mean, in fact, I think he was trying to do presidential stuff while Obama was still in
Actually,
charge.
that's a good point. Actually, I bet you, like Joe Biden, President-elect Joe Biden, will probably show up and you know what? I'm just going to take over for now because you're.
No,
just
you know,
playing.
actually, in reading in Peril by the Bob Woodward and Robert Costas, I think his name is. Anyway, they basically said, okay, we got to get everything. We can't do anything because we're not the president yet.
Right.
But they basically got all the stuff they had to do ready ahead of time. So on day one, they could get in and go, okay, let's fix this mess. But obviously, they can't do it till January. So, but they were responsible as far as they could be. And the other side stormed the Capitol. I hope we just lost a few GOP supporters. Bye.
Torchwood. They mentioned Torchwood. I forget how everything.
Yeah, I don't remember if this is the first time. Probably not.
When was
So
the first
okay,
Torchwood?
so
Yeah,
Harriet
here we
Jones
go.
is not supposed to know about Torchwood. She says
Right.
not even the United Nations knows about them. But this is UNIT, which is like, sorry, I guess they're the unified, not the United Nations. So.
Thank you. Oh, a veil.
Let me just break this
they're
down
outside
for
the
you.
United Nations.
Yeah.
Not even the United Nations knows about 5 horned dogs in Wales. Or however many horned dogs it is. A number of horned dogs in Wales.
You're
Well,
about
that's
right.
Torchwood 3, though. So they could be talking about Torchwood 1, which we
Yeah.
see at the end
Oh,
of the
yeah,
series.
true. Yes. And that, if what we saw on Scream is any, that's a very horned dog free zone.
Torchwood 1? No. I mean, you got...
No. I'm talking about the Tower of London, or not Tower of London, the building in London with what amounts to looking like a business, but it's actually Torchwood.
Canary
that one
Wharf.
is very, yes, Canary Wharf. Very much not the Wales Torchwood.
No, but it's still
there-
a horn dog Torchwood. I mean, you got Martha Jones's, what's it, Adelaide? Adelaide?
Okay.
Whatever
People-
Martha Jones' cousin is.
People doing
hooking up with
innocuous
the other guy.
texts. People doing innocuous text across an office is hardly Wales Torchwood. And I'm never going to remember the number, so I'm just going to call it Wales Torchwood.
Torchwood 3.
There's no sex gas, as far as I know, on Canary Wharf.
No.
Thank God. Can you imagine what that show would have been if that was the case? That would have
man.
been a complete car crash.
I don't know. Von Hartman dressed
Yeah, during
reasonably
Doomsday and all
provocatively,
that?
to say the
Yeah,
least.
with,
Okay, but how are we going to
Dr.
lead up to the
Rose?
big tragic ending of Doomsday when previously have had sex gas antics? I do not want this at all. Frankly, I didn't want it in Torchwood Prime,
I mean-
or whatever the hell you're going to call it.
Maybe Torchwood 1 sex gas is the rationale behind Rose liking the Doctor in that way.
Oh my God! This is immediately slice off your head cannon.
London. How many of those buildings are up now where those construction cranes were?
Oh, quite a few, I think.
I'm sure the landscape is quite different on the whole.
I know. It reminds me whenever I watch, even to this day, or there's games on TV or something, and some here's some B-roll of Edmonton. Like Roger, the arena doesn't even exist yet. You're using like 6-year-old B-roll here, folks.
Well, my favorite is when people show shots of a very empty-looking Vancouver downtown from the 70s. They're like, it was better then. I'm like, no, it wasn't. That's a damn lie. Come on.
Zombies, blood zombies of the apocalypse.
What are you doing, Sally? What are you doing?
Yeah.
The one person whose name I know.
Oh, there was someone. Oh, I remember. Oh, they did a. Didn't they have a Doctor Who Confidential?
Mm-hmm.
Whenever it was, I can't remember when it was. It was like a special or something. It was like 9 minutes. It might have been on the DVD. I don't remember anymore. But it was this. It was them shooting the scene outside. I don't remember when it was.
I have a recollection of that. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, this is the least spoilery bit that we could do, or it's literally the first day of shooting, probably. Everyone
Or
walks out the
it's
street.
reasonably public shooting, and
Yeah. Sure is cold this Christmas. Brr.
It sure is.
I mean, I credit the Moffat era for a lot of things, but credit for the Christmas episodes actually feeling very Christmassy.
This is a elaborate metaphor for QAnon.
Just leaning into it today, are you, Warren?
Yeah, and anti-vaxxers. These are all anti-vaxxers. Let's go off onto a building and walk right off of it.
Just on the...
But they'll kill themselves. Yes, they will.
Bobbies.
Yeah, this metaphor is getting a little more strained, but okay.
When did the those who know the history of London police helmets, when did they get rid of the chin strap that went in your mouth, essentially? Because
No idea.
if anything, watching the Beatles get back, the two policemen who try to break up the rooftop concert are still wearing them with the chin strap that
Is that just
literally
them wearing,
goes in
like,
their
maybe
mouth.
they grabbed somebody else's helmet and it wasn't the right size?
No, that's the way they were. You could see the police guy in Planet of Giants put it on. He puts it on. Yep, just right in my nose. That's where it's supposed to go. And just like, have you ever thought about why there's a chin strap under your nose? This is the people we're supposed to trust.
same reason there's a face mask not over the nose.
That's true. That I would have to think it's tough to get up the Roman Colosseum to stand on the edge like that.
They really had to work at it.
Yeah,
That's dedication. Those are true fans. I might have made this joke already.
you might have.
Only 6 billion people at the time, hey?
Have you noticed everybody's...
I
I
know.
guess they're all at the office. I was going to say they're all really well dressed. That's because they're all at the office at the moment.
They're at work, as you can tell.
Not working from home. It's not everybody showing up in like PJs and
Yeah.
and sweats.
I want to
with a
say
Mug
this
of coffee in their
aired
hand.
December 27th or even the 26th in Canada.
Boxing Day.
That was Boxing Day, wasn't it? One
It was
day.
Boxing Day.
1 day.
Which at the time was
after.
revolutionary.
Revolutionary. Yep.
Well, series 1 we got on a 10-day delay. So
10-day
having
delay, that was
1
pretty
day
good.
delay for this was definitely revolutionary.
Yep.
Because it
Quite
would go out
something.
on the Saturday in the UK, and we'd get it on the Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday a
Following
week after.
Tuesday. Yeah.
It's 10 days out.
I'm trying to think what day of the week it was because the NHL might have been on a break, like a Christmas. They were back playing. They were not playing at all in the spring of 2005. hence CBC needing, having room in their schedule. Where usually Stanley Cup playoffs would eat into all that time. Instead, there was no hockey at all, so we had Doctor Who.
I
just
am
thinking
impressed
of
that
TV
you're able
shows.
to work hockey into this somehow.
Well, it was big. I don't know how. I don't know if the CBC, seeing that there would be no NHL hockey that year because of a year-long lockout, thought, well, we need something to fill the schedules. Let's go for Doctor Who, and they put actual money into it. I don't know if that's the case or not, but I'm imagining that they probably wouldn't have bothered, knowing that Doctor Who was coming in the spring of 2005, looking ahead into it and saying, you know what, there's going to be no hockey at all. Everyone's anticipating a year-long lockout. Let's fill the schedules with something notable, and Doctor Who was that thing.
Oh my, it sounds like paradise.
It was a weird time. It's a very weird time. Seeing Doctor Who on CBC TV and not hockey. It's like, what just happened?
That's okay. Got Henry VIII in the top right there. I'm not sure who the top left is supposed to be on the painting.
That's
I'm
what's
going to
his
say
name?
Richard III.
Richard III. Looks like Richard III, yeah.
Is it? Okay. Is that the car park one?
That's a car
Got a
park.
hunch I'm going to be king. I'm dirty dick and killing's my thing. Sorry, there's a little tall guy for you there.
Well, you are the one-man fan club of that. So.
There's more than one. Were I going home for Christmas, which thanks to Omicron I'm not, my sister and I would be trading tall guy barbs back and forth, which we will anyway, because I'll be visiting her.
One of these days I'll actually watch that movie as a tall guy.
Glorious.
I watched it once or twice.
It is amusing and wonderful. There's no Christmas invasion, though, with Flydale North Lady here.
So not only is she announcing the presence of aliens to the world, or whoever's watching, she's also doing the same about the Doctor existing, his presence, their presence.
Yeah, so why is anybody surprised the Master did it as, what's his name? Can't remember his name anymore.
Saxon.
Thank you.
What the
John
world
Saxon.
really needs is,
Right now,
or what
is a
Britain
doctor.
really needs is a doctor.
Which is only in the trailer. It's not actually in the episode.
No. This is all very March 2020 right now.
Can't remember his name, but I know when that happened. What the hell is going on here?
The Master.
I remember when the windows blew out in March 2020 as well.
Yeah, I think you're just saying words at this stage.
I'm just saying, oh my God, not the
30
gherkin.
Mariacs, the gherkin go bye-bye.
Yeah, well, until the Doctor drives up it again. Oh no, he drives up the shard. Never mind.
Okay, that's an awesome shot from above there of the TARDIS.
Mm-hmm. I remember. I'm watching this with very low volume on, so I can just about hear.
Same here.
But the music score in this bit is just very impressive. This is the first episode with Murray Gold and an orchestra.
Oh right, yeah.
The series one was all synthesizer, yeah.
Yeah, he got a choir for some of the Dalek bits, but I mean
That's pretty good.
yeah.
Series one's music wasn't bad either. It just was better now.
It just was. You could tell there was like.
Well, you're a music guy, or a musician.
I'm a
so
music
you could
guy.
Probably.
It's the one thing that I do not like about The Princess Bride. Mark Knopfler does a good score, but it's all in synthesizer, and you can really tell sometimes.
It's Mark Knopfler.
I mean, as was the style at the time.
Yeah, it was, but and then again, it also wasn't.
Like
you had John Williams.
if you had Silver Nemesis, but Kev McCulloch had an actual orchestra, choir, something better.
You would still be watching Silver Nemesis. I just remember, maybe this is specific to Alberta and metalheads, because I went to a very metal-oriented at junior high, but people were livid that Van Halen had synthesizers in their Jump. Just absolutely livid. Like this is, somebody had desecrated the Bible or something.
How dare they sell out? This is worse than Metallica selling out the Black Album.
Well, that'd be later, but yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, it was a point of religious fervor, as I recall.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no, this sounds pretty cool. I love synthesizers. Great. Awesome. Way to go, Van Halen. Of course, I was also the only guy who would defend Run DMC and Aerosmith going together for all the people I knew were like, I can't believe Aerosmith sold out like this. I'm like,
sold out? Oh, that's just the start.
Wait, what?
Just the start.
How, compared to all the other selling out they've done?
Mm.
Once upon a time, I forget how many years ago this was, I saw an interview of Billy Corgan on George Stroumboulopoulos' show, and Strombo posed a question along the lines of, some people say you've sold out. What do you think about that? And Corgan's response was like, we're a rock band. Of course we're going to sell out. We want to make money. What's the point of being a rock band if you don't sell out?
Here's the thing about Corgan, though. He's a jackass, alt-right jerk, so he can go to hell.
This is a spaceship that looks like a cave, because so they could shoot in the caves.
Why not? Nope.
No.
That is some pretty good prosthetics, I gotta say.
I like it, yeah.
It's very good.
I sound like a Klingon. I think they were shooting probably like, at this point, 70-30 location to studio stuff.
That sounds about right.
I need to memorize that Doctor Who magazine special about studios and where they shot stuff.
Could you please just stop for a second? You
No,
don't need...
no.
Oh, the iPac. Very nice.
Yeah.
You don't need to memorize anything, actually.
I want to know where, because they weren't in there. They weren't in Rothlock at this point.
Oh God, no.
No, and so because once they went there, it was I don't know if it was a much bigger studio or what, but they started shooting a lot more stuff in studio. This is location. They're in Clearwater Cave, or maybe this is studio and just like propped up, with some background stuff. But most of this is shot in caves.
Rothlock 2012. Before that, it was Upper Boat.
Upper Boat. That's what it's called. Oof. Kill him. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That got rid of those non-essential characters quite easily. You just stay there, assistant. Then she turns out to be awful. How about that?
I mean, lots of them do.
Is she Tory or is she Lib Dem or Labour? What is she?
Probably
Probably Labour.
Do they ever say?
Probably Labour.
I assume she would be whatever affiliation RTD would have.
Probably Labour.
Yeah, I would think she'd be Labour.
Yeah.
Because Labour was dominant at the time, too, right?
Yeah.
Which is hard to believe now, but it was at the time.
Well, it would have been because Tony Blair.
Because Tony Blair, yeah.
Tony
Blair
Blair
was a sort of kind of Labour guy when you
Tony Blair was
the Iraq War.
Tony Blair was murdered in the closet in Aliens of London. He's sort of a Tony
right,
Blair
I totally forgot about that. Yes,
guy falls out of the closet. So
maybe RTD was commenting on that as well about his sort of kind of laborishness.
But Warren, Doctor Who has never been political or woke.
No, not once. Not once.
Not until Jodie Whittaker's era.
I know. Thank God RTD's coming back and eliminate this woke nonsense.
Yes.
Doctor Who has become.
Too woke. There you go. You just had 3 white guys say woke. The worst thing you can hear. Well,
I
one of
didn't
the worst.
say See earlier comment from Warren about 35-year-old babies.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like David Tennant there. Has he done anything?
This show's making me think about things.
He did the sonic screwdriver thing with the tree.
We're 36 minutes in, and he's barely collected a paycheck here. This is ridiculous.
The thing is, as an actor, this is a great deal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's got to lie around and make a pile of money. He's basically
like
being a day
Colin
trader
Baker
at this
in
point.
1986.
Remember when the very brief shot of the little turning dial stuff? I remember when that was a screensaver from the BBC website. The bleeping. Like that. I never noticed that before. His little translator is censoring the Sycorax. Look at that.
Or maybe they're actually saying bleeping.
Maybe they are.
Maybe that's a swear in their culture.
Jackie just misses.
Jackie gets ripped off yet again. Jackie was years ahead in pandemic fashion wear. That's exactly what we're all wearing now.
Oh, yeah.
Is she wearing sweatpants, though?
I think she was.
Well, she's wearing comfortable stuff, which is what our kind of uniform is now, so. Maybe with the Omicron, which I'm sure is even worse, and as this goes out, we'll go back to the early. The one thing I do miss from the pandemic is how all the rules were off, so people are just like, I'm going out in my sweatpants. Who cares anymore?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a pet store near where I live, and you couldn't go inside it. They had to go in and get stuff for you. So the 2 people working there just put on like animal-related onesies and just hung out outside and then got stuff for you. It was kind of great.
That's all right.
That would be awesome.
Onesies are I don't think they make adequate onesies for tall people. Never tried one on, to be fair.
I've never tried one either. Yeah. I just thought it was funny that they did that.
Yeah. You got to get a lot right. Length, then there's the arms. I got longer arms.
Oh, not a fluid link.
That's a flux capacitor, probably.
Yeah. I wonder if the
dilithium warp core, stupid. Come on.
I wonder if the T thing is a reference to the infinite improbability drive from Hitchhikers, because
Well, it's about as likely as the other crap we just spewed out. So
yeah.
I mean, if the T turned into a sperm whale and a potted petunia plant.
Mm-hmm. No, not again.
Here's what I want to know. All these advanced races, they've always got robes. Are robes the thing? Is that what everybody should be wearing?
Oh, why don't we wear robes again?
I mean, it'd be comfortable. It's like, okay, here's an example. Like, I remember when I went to Egypt and they were talking about, in the summer, why does everybody wear this specific, the sort of...
The galabeas.
Thank you, yes. Yeah. And the guy was giving me a story. He's like, because they're super comfortable. That's why we all wear them, because they're really comfortable.
Yep. I think we should make Omicron the robe wave, I think. Maybe we should just all wear robes now.
Yeah.
Or capes. Capes also acceptable.
Then we can flourishly swoop them.
Yeah, like, we can make an argument and then swoosh it and walk out of the room.
Here's Rose saying somebody's got to be the Doctor. Years before Clara ever did it.
That's true.
Getting some serious Timothy Dalton Gallifrey vibes here.
I'm getting some serious, I can't think of the name of the planet in The Rise of Skywalker. Escargot.
Exegol. Well, I'm ashamed I know that. It's hidden, but everybody just kind of defines it anyway. Because Rise of Skywalker.
I love that this is shot on videotape and filmized.
It doesn't look bad for shot on videotape and filmized.
We are watching the Blu-ray upres, by the way, folks. They do not a bad job.
No, it looks pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not as it's a bit glowy, but it's not as glowy as the first season is.
Yeah. I wonder what kind of shot that was, but the crowd shots in there. Was it a composite of like 3 or 6 Sycorax dudes in costume and they just doubled up a bunch? Or is it? I don't think it would be entirely CG at this point, would it?
No. I think that's a lot of compositing.
Stage. Yeah.
Crowd shots would be, yep.
Yeah.
And it's still the best way to do crowd shots, honestly.
Compositing? Yeah.
Yes. Which, by the way, is also kind of CG, everybody. So calm down.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Hey, listen, hey, they were doing that in The Deadly Assassin. Yeah.
The Confidential for Shakespeare Code, they talk, there's a chunk about how they filled out the globe in that way.
Deadly Assassin, the first shot of the Panopticon with all the different layers, 3 sets of Time Lord actors, and they're all pasted together in a composite shot. On BBC videotape, folks, 1976. It's an old technology. We just find different ways of doing it. It means Doctor Who's back, isn't he?
Hero shot coming up. Or hero pose. Ooh, I do like this camera move. On the side, camera goes in. And
this is that is like forced perspective wallpaper in the TARDIS. That's on a CG.
True. But I always love it when they do that because they never really did that in the old series. So
no, I like it.
Here.
I mean, I can't tell, but I know they switched to just a basic green screen in the years to come. I don't remember when that was, but
and
the ones where they run into the TARDIS are amazing. Like still,
they switched back in the Whittaker era for what they did here.
Or did they really?
Mm-hmm.
Was that the pilot where they did that? Where they do a oneer where they run into the TARDIS itself? I think so. I don't remember.
No,
but they have done that.
The motorcycle shot from Day of the Doctor.
There's that. No, I know the one you mean. It's the one from the Snowman, where they follow Clara into the TARDIS. I think that's the first time.
Am I Ginger?
Yeah. Still that joke is being made. George Moffat was like tweeted a pic. Still not Ginger when he was in his costume for Good Omens 2. Because he's in Good Omens 2. For those of you who enjoy the Good Omens, lots of you out there.
Mm-hmm. Lots of Doctor Who references in that.
So
unsurprisingly from Neil Gaiman.
Yeah. It's a little on the side of magical whimsy for my liking, but I know a lot of people like that.
What,
show.
Good Omens?
Yeah, Good Omens.
I enjoyed it. I thought it was
fun.
good.
It's lots of fun.
The book is great, and the show isn't bad either.
Not quite my cup of tea, but
very little is. So
no, that's true. But fully support. I mean, I'm not looking to openly abolish it. That's all. Like other stuff,
It will live under your television tyranny.
Exactly.
Like Fluid Link, a recent Fluid Link, you said that you predicted that all streaming services, including Apple and Amazon, would crash, and we'd go back to traditional TV.
Well, hey, listen, it might happen.
I equally cringed and cheered at the Lion King thing coming up here.
I never saw The Lion King, but I know what you mean.
Well, what a surprise.
Yeah. No, I never went in for the Disney movies either. So Warren, I was a curmudgeon since youth.
I know, and I've been too, but in a much more entertaining way.
For the first time ever, last night I watched Mulan,
And I haven't seen it actually.
the animated one, I should say.
Right.
There's the live action one.
Yeah, that one.
Oh, they're going to pilfer from their entire catalog, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, I mean,
Except for Song of the South.
they've done Mulan, Lion King, and Aladdin so far, and who knows what else is on the horizon. I mean, they do, but
Like Taylor Swift remaking their own catalog, just
oh yeah, but that's for different reasons.
Yeah, well,
That's for not getting screwed around by record labels and producers.
Yeah,
I know.
it's like when Prince changed his name just to screw with the contract. Fair enough. Fair play to him, I say.
Yeah, or all the older aging people like Bruce Springsteen selling off their masters to.
Isn't that
to
kind of
whoever.
the opposite?
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of the opposite? They're
It
just
is the
making a pile of
opposite,
money.
but they're at a point where they realize they don't have that many years left. Take the money and run.
yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. It's their money. What the hell?
I wonder
It's their
if
show. They can do whatever they want with it. They
I
own
wonder
it.
if Steve Miller Band's done that specifically for Take the Money and Run.
And Abracadabra, which everybody's clamoring to put in. I read somewhere that apparently the reason you see Happy Together on every commercial is because it's very cheap to buy.
Such a
That's
great
why it's
song.
in every car commercial.
Such a great song, though.
It's a good song. It's a great song. It's like their only hit, as far as I know. But yeah, apparently it's dirt cheap to get his licensed. So for whatever reason, so that's why it's in every commercial.
The Turtles they want quantity over whatever.
I love the word armada. Featuring Herman Mender.
Especially when it has the word groove in front of it.
Yeah. I like Groove Armada. That was a good band.
So do I.
Yeah.
I miss because I'm old, the electronic music of the not 70s, 90s,
Whoa.
and 70s, actually.
The late 90s. Yeah, I know. It's, the trip hop generation, the Portisheads, thinking, oh, that's almost 30 years old. Oh, well, that's great.
I
That
know.
feels great.
Weird. Like all the Chemical Brothers stuff that I love is like, oh, it's very old now. I'm like, oh, so am I. Never mind.
Oh, well, God bless those musicians for trying new stuff, even though it's been long perfected.
That's
No, I think that is CG.
green screen shot there.
Yeah. That's not CG.
I think they has to go into the back to get the sword. Give me a second. Oh, where the hell did I put this thing?
Well,
Damn it.
Quite as
Well, the
fuck.
Dr. Tuck is. So.
It's got a 5 o'clock shadow there, does Tennant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the cigarettes. I'm
No.
like, that's a problem.
Well, he might. We just wouldn't know. For the planet.
I don't know quite the timeline of David Tennant getting cast as the Doctor. The fact that, because I remember Toby Hadoke referenced this recently on a podcast, I think, where he narrated the Doctor Who The New Dimension or something. It was basically the Doctor Who Confidential that went out in advance the same day as Rose, March 26, 2005. The fact that he was already narrating that must have been an indication that he was already hired as Doctor Who. That'd be funny if, like, oh, do you want to come in? Actually, you know what? Him reading stuff and pronouncing Doctor Who things,
mean,
maybe he
not-
should be Doctor Who.
I'm pretty sure he was probably already cast. Well, maybe.
have to
Or
think
maybe
he
on the
was.
cusp. Maybe on the cusp. But I mean, he did like Big Finish stuff before he was the
Well,
Doctor.
yeah,
just
yeah.
because it's Doctor Who, adjacent. And probably didn't think he'd get a chance to do the real thing because it wasn't a thing at the time.
I have to think he was totally cast at that point. Because he was announced like April 10th, I think it was. You don't see many of these sort of like strobe kind of this effect anymore, sort of slow motion
No.
kind of thing. I mean, it was a choice. It's a dramatic choice and not a technical limitation because even Peter Jackson does it in Return of the
yeah.
King.
Although people don't realize that those movies were made for pretty cheap, all things considered. They were a real gamble at the time.
They were. That's why they shot them all three. Shooting all three at once.
Yeah, they made it for like $100 million each, basically, which for that kind of movie isn't that much money.
That's an episode of Foundation for crying out loud. I mean, that's
And it was no, but it was also
Slight
it
exaggeration.
in the prequel is kind of the same principle. Like he had Weta to fall back on, so it looked a lot more expensive than it was. Just like Star Wars, the prequels were made for $100 some each,
Right.
But they look like $300 million movies because he had ILM to fall back
Well,
on. They already owned it, right? So
I remember Tennant, he was shooting Quatermass when he got the call.
Yep.
I know he said that. So he
Shooting while rehearsing.
Rehearsing?
Yeah, because it went out live.
Oh, okay. Right.
And that's what they actually
also,
added
who
the line
catches
in.
his hand? Where is that hand? Like, how did Jack get the hand? I don't remember how that happened.
eBay.
No, that makes sense.
You might be joking and you might not.
Beyond the Law on eBay.
BBC confirmed Tennant as the Doctor, as Eccleston's replacement in a press release on April 16th.
16th. Which is...
An oblique reference to his casting, however, had already been made in the live broadcast of the Quatermass experiment 2 weeks earlier on April 2nd.
There we are. Because, Mark Gatiss calls him Doctor. Doctor something. Instead of something, he calls him Doctor something. What a complicated timeline. Oh, Arthur Dent is canon. Arthur Dent is actual canon.
Mm-hmm.
What else is? Star Wars is, I think.
Star Trek is not, because Star Trek is a show, because Rose knows of it in the.
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah, but he's also referring to Hitchhiker's like a show, so. Or like a radio, or whatever. It's a part of culture at the time.
You know what? Speaking of Satsumas, that is one thing I haven't really seen in grocery stores much since the pandemic is Satsumas, as we call them, mandarin oranges here. But
we bought some clementines.
That always confuses me. It always sounds much more exotic than it is.
Yeah, I miss Christmas oranges, as we would call them, as I was a kid.
Yeah, we were very unimaginative here. Christmas oranges. The end.
Christmas oranges. Well, when you're a kid, you just call them. Well, these are the oranges that they sell at Christmas. Here it goes. Oh. Here's your clip from Verity Podcast right there. In defense of, which they haven't done since Gallifrey won in 2020.
Oh, yes, that year that just keeps coming.
Yeah. That's a funny old ship. I like unconventional spaceship designs, and that is definitely unconventional.
It looks like a wasp's nest.
It does kind of, right? It's kind of the thinking. I miss bootcut jeans.
Do you?
I wouldn't know them if I saw them.
Yeah, I know you wouldn't.
I would know them.
Yeah, Billy Pepper's got some wide bottom. Low cut, the mum jean revolution had yet to come back in vogue. Those things are barely hanging on.
I found that
there.
baffling. That's more of an early 2010s thing, but I just seeing 19-year-olds wearing the stuff that we eschewed when we were young, going, why do you want to look like your grandma? What the hell's going on here?
It's amazing how they don't want their jeans to fall down. How weird.
Exactly.
So we had basically a 10-minute span between the Doctor appearing and Sycorax being dispatched.
Like that's it. Yep.
Done.
60-minute episode, 61-minute episode.
Oh, here's the quote that's going to come up that everybody puts up whenever a British Prime Minister is in trouble, which is all the time.
All the time.
Like by this time next week, maybe Boris Johnson's resigned. We hope.
Oh, lots can happen in a week, Warren. Bleeding
I think it's a bleeding Prime Minister.
Cool, blimey. Gordon Bennett. I didn't know, I know.
Obviously, Eccleston's attitude toward the production staff would have colored his experience and time there, but I gotta say, four of them, they did make kind of a cool little family unit kind of thing on set.
Oh, the on-screen cast we're looking at here, you mean?
Yeah, yeah, Kaduri and Clark and Piper and Tennant.
They're fun. They're a fun team. Until, we found out things. But,
yeah.
Well.
Yeah. Much, you can't see it, but I am tugging at my collar right now, as are the rest of you, I'm sure.
That those 5 prongs right there reminded me of the communications device that Arato uses in Creature from the Pit. So this is obviously a reference to that.
Of course.
And the fact the beam is green as well.
Yep. Nice hat tip there, Russell T Davies, to the creature from the pit.
Yeah, you bet.
And nothing else?
Nothing else. She becomes a monster.
Oh, Harriet Jones. But she redeems herself before the Daleks. Paid her in a delicious touch of brain.
Yeah, you go away. Doctor doesn't hear all the time. I kind of agree with her sometimes. It's a bit of a Malcolm Hookian defense here. Thinking, you know what? I could see both sides.
Bring back Malcolm Hulk. Wait a minute.
Yeah, he died way too young. David Whittaker and Malcolm Hulk died in 1979. Way too young. Way too young. Could have had convention anecdotes for years. Both of them in the early 50s. Think about that, Warren. 51-year-old Warren.
Okay, that's right. Wish death upon me. That's great.
No, don't. Maybe not. Yeah. Don't do what Malcolm Hulk and David Whittaker did.
Well, I don't smoke, and I'm probably not consuming anywhere near as much alcohol as a British man at the times would. Also, I didn't go through World War II, various other stresses.
That's right.
I mean, my big sacrifice for the world is sitting at home watching TV, so I think I can handle that.
It's funny, really, when you think that, 6 words, and like all of a sudden, like, oh boy, like panic, and this person's going to have to resign. This person's going to have to accept accountability for something. And like,
I never found this anywhere near as profound as fandom makes it out to be.
Yeah, this is the great fiction here that a politician would actually be accountable for actions. That never happens anymore. Double down, wait it out. She is wearing sweats. Here's Jackie.
Jacob Rees-Mogg climbs into the frame.
BBC controller.
Cackling evilly. Preeti Patel behind him. Also cackling evilly.
One of my favorite things about the revamp of Spitting Image was showing Preeti Patel as a vampire.
That sounds about right.
We should
and as a tradition, a hastily thrown together wardrobe.
I know, yeah. This is just in the set right now. That's his Casanova outfit. We're hearing a great.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, it was the actual Casanova outfit. We're hearing the great and proper version of Song for 10. That's
I do like that he has a scarf on. Remember how excited we got that he has a scarf
Phil
on?
Collinson's scarf. His nan
season 18 scarf
made it for him. Yeah, and so he's wearing Phil Collinson's scarf.
We all freaked out about seeing that hint, that very hint.
Actual scarf over there. I mean, this is at a time when we are like,
nothing. That was it. That was a tiny morsel they just gave us. And we're like, oh my God.
Oh yeah, because the word Gallifrey wasn't spoken for.
When did the pith helmet come up? That's what I want to know.
Oh, you got it from Kinda, obviously.
Of course.
Pretty sure that's. I'm sure that this entire wardrobe has been poured.
Well, this is the one time I would believe you if you said there were homages, because they nerded the hell out and snuck stuff in there.
No, it's a knight's helmet. That's a CG shot, of course. But that's the wardrobe. Definitely. Like that's the first indication, and we never see any indication whatsoever about that TARDIS actually being
or any other rooms.
Yeah.
It's like maybe the Matt Smith era.
Yeah.
And that could have been better.
We never had these until I saw these here, and I never knew about Christmas crackers.
Oh, yeah.
No, I didn't either. I had no clue.
Yeah. My stepmother, who's Dutch, we've done Christmas crackers forever.
Oh, basically. It's a family to family thing, I guess. Doctor wearing glasses for the first time.
He does rock the glasses pretty hard.
He does. First time on screen since Frontios, intentionally and unintentionally, since Sylvester McCoy riding a motorbike in the distance in Delta and the Bannerman.
Well, if he's riding a motorbike, I kind of want to be wearing glasses so he knows what the hell he's doing.
This is so RTD. The fact that this is not snow, it's ash.
It's ash. There's dead sticker ash.
Just so RTD.
Yep.
He's like, because RTD is all like, there's no actual wonder in the universe. Everything's got an explanation. Let's take it down to brass tacks.
Yeah. Also, it gets them, away from, it's not snow, which, for fake snow, it's not bad. The way it sort of coats up there a little bit. Certainly better than all those really bad Vancouver-made Christmas movies that I referenced in the beginning of this podcast. But
hey, never mind.
I don't know.
You're right.
Camille Kaduri's got her arms around like she's cold. So obviously it is cold.
Snow like that is styrofoam. That is styrofoam in their hair. It does not stay like that.
Here's the thing. It's a TV show. Yeah, it's all fake. Surprise.
They should have shot this again. Every Christmas special must shoot in Canada. Huron. Maybe even Huron.
In horrific conditions where the cast hates life.
Yep. How they go to like Iceland and Ireland and stuff when it's, for Game of Thrones-esque kind of planets. They can come to Canada. Come to Iqaluit.
Not tough to get to at all.
Yeah. Who was the first? Oh, it was obviously Rose. Never mind. I was thinking who the first face this face saw. And it was Rose because they were just in the TARDIS. But
It's not the last of Rose and Handy.
Bap. Remember at the time I thought this scene went on just a tiny bit too long.
This has been stolen by so many fan vids, including my own.
He's pointing the same way.
Like she knows any difference.
Oh. And dolly up.
Yep.
Oh, that's right. We got a trailer. We got a trailer of what's to come.
Mm-hmm.
I remember this was a thing back in the day. So obviously we know it's been shot already.
I remember being excited the cats were back.
Yeah.
Or no, wait, they weren't back. This is their introduction. Never mind. I'm revisiting history.
Yeah.
K9 though, that was very exciting.
Mm-hmm. So obviously, like I think they had just done the Cyberman bits, obviously, because they've done Tooth, they've done that, and there's Pauline Collins.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's stuff from the first 6.
Yeah.
So I guess the first half, really, basically.
Ah, yes, sweet.
Cyberman. Like, is this the first time in the middle 8 too? Am I wrong? I might be wrong. I'm listening right now.
I don't have the volume turned up. So.
Yeah, I don't have the volume up either, so I couldn't tell you.
Nope, there it is, middle 8. First appearance of the middle 8.
Yeah.
Which Mary Girl.
Remember the days when credits would scroll slowly?
I'm reading them. I'm reading them right now.
What are you talking about? Yep. What's happening? I don't understand. I can understand what people have done for the show. I don't get it.
I know. This is still a.
Isn't it just made by some giant corporation I'm supposed to love unreservedly?
Yeah. Tracy Simpson, RTD, Julie Garda. We haven't heard the last of them. Actually, have
special
Canadian
thanks to the Canadian Broadcasting
Corporation,
which I'll take credit for because I'm Canadian.
Yep, absolutely. We own CBC merchandise, so therefore we help produce this show. Well, there we are. I hope you enjoyed that. For some reason, there's 4 more seconds of this on our actual copy before it fades out.
No particular reason.
It had to go for 4 more seconds. They literally had to cram Doctor Who into like a 59-minute slot now. Somebody
was like, wait, we need to put Lionheart in there.
Back
no,
then,
never mind.
Have like 12 seconds of the post thing. I wonder if that's the CBC initiative. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Hope you're having a nice holiday season, given the circumstances. Next episode will be our review of Eve of the Daleks, the Doctor Who New Year's Day special, going out on New Year's Day. We'll be doing our live stream as we did for the past time. Even though it's on a Saturday night, we're just still doing a live stream of our recording of it. But the episode itself will come out on the traditional Sunday slot, because why not? So do stay tuned for that. Join us for the live stream on our YouTube page. Listen along, laugh along, ring in 2022, and hope that it's a better one. Hope that we are once again halfway out of the dark. Yep. Anyway, until next time, I am Stephen in Edmonton.
Or to Vancouver.
And Chris in Edmonton.
So long for now.